When it comes to finding direction for our photography, a project to work on, or even just a collection of images we're really excited about shooting, sometimes we get carried away by thinking we need a huge theme or a complex narrative that nobody in the world has ever done before. And this might lead us to ignoring extremely simple ways we can gain some direction for our work that we can still put our own stamp on, even if there's no grand plan or extreme research behind the photos. Honestly, I think some of the best projects or ideas are already in front of us, or they can be started in a really simple way. So in this video, I want to hopefully leave you with loads of inspiration by going through a few simple ways I've had that light bulb moment for projects or direction for my work. And I also wanted to share some collections of images and projects from other photographers that have really inspired me in the last few weeks, and I think really strongly back up the fact that great photography ideas don't always have to be built on the grandest and most extreme concepts. Starting with a possible collection of images or project idea that snuck up on me in the last week. If you watch my last video all the way through to the end, you will have seen me photograph this old signal box here in Northumberland. I've actually always been a fan of signal boxes and just the way they look. I find them visually pleasing, and I've photographed 2 or 3 of them over the years just by stumbling across them when I've been walking around and doing other things. But despite that, despite already liking something as a photo subject, I've never gone out of my way to photograph them, and it's never really crossed my mind before to hunt them down across a certain area in order to build up this collection, or possibly even a photo project out of it. At least until I photographed this one last week and it clicked inside of me that actually there's a possible direction here. And it doesn't necessarily have to be anything big. It could just be something I do for a few months because it's a little bit of a challenge. It could be something that I do when I just don't know what to photograph on any other given day. But the main takeaway from this really is twofold. Firstly, it shows that sometimes all it takes is one random photo on one random day that sparks an idea for something quite concrete for us to focus on. And I actually made a video last year at some point called Why Random Photos Matter More Than You Think, where I basically went off on this big ramble that the fact is you can be out sometimes taking photos and feel like there's no real point to them, and you're just taking these random shots in random places and you're not really sure what on earth you're doing. But actually they're always worth your time, and it's always worth just going off on those random days out, because it's often a string of those random days that then lead to that spark or light bulb moment. And the second takeaway is really just the fact that photo projects and ideas and direction for our work could be hidden in our archives already, because as mentioned, I've photographed a few signal boxes over the years, but I never really took the time to think a little bit harder about why it was that particular subject appealed to me. So make sure you look back at old photos often and see if any ideas or curiosity comes from standalone subjects or random photos you have amongst those older files. So to not bore you too much with my ideas throughout this video and my photos popping up on the screen, I've got a couple of projects here from Saroy and Humphrey. Hopefully I've not butchered that name, but I feel these showcase how a singular subject or theme can be turned into a powerful collection. First is Motel TV, which takes this very simple, repetitive subject of the TV, but of course photographed from different rooms, angles, lighting, and so on. I feel it's great proof that side missions based around a small idea sparked from a single image or a single random trip somewhere still hold lots of weight, and they can be something you add to over time as well, so you don't necessarily have to dedicate days and weeks and months to it. You can just add to these photos or these galleries when you see fit. And then similar to that last one, we have his project called Nightlight, which I'm actually really fond of. Again, with this one, we have the reoccurring theme running through all of the images. This time it's a light source shot at nighttime, and then no matter where the photo is taken or what else is in the scene, as long as that form of nightlight is present in some way or another, it ties all the images together. So again, just picking out that singular element, a bit like the signal box for me, that then spurs you on to capture a range of images wherever you go that have that little line running through the middle of them that connect them all together. They can look the same visually, but it can also work if they don't, as long as that reoccurring theme is present. I think it goes on to create something really fantastic. So bringing it back to the fact that photo projects, or even just our approach to photography in general, doesn't always have to have this major research or grand concept or loads of travel or loads of money spent behind it. A project that I started recently was simply photos I can take or have already taken in walking distance from the doorstep of my own house. I actually started shooting this on film, and I'm still working my way through the roll, so don't have any of the scans to show in this video, but I'll chuck a few digitals up that I have taken while walking, say 10 to 20 minutes from the front door of my house, down random lanes and back streets. And I really wanted to put some emphasis on where this idea came from, because this actually came from viewers and conversations and interactions that I've had with other people that have brought up the fact that not everybody actually has access to a car. Not everybody can drive hundreds of miles in a given day. Not everybody can walk really far due to health reasons, or perhaps even people might not have the best public transport links in their area. I believe a viewer even pointed out to me that something that's 20 minutes away from our homes via driving is actually an hour plus walk away on foot for those that perhaps can't just jump in a car at any moment, which made me realize or re-realize that having a car and being able to just jump in it and go off hundreds of miles in a given day or what have you to different spots, different locations, whenever you want, actually is quite a luxury. Even though it's seen as a normal thing, it is actually quite a luxury when it comes to photography. And this resonated with me quite strongly, because not only am I in a very blessed position right now that I can jump in the car and cover say 100, 200 miles a day, getting out to loads of locations and subjects, but on the flip side of that, there will probably be a time where I can't do that. And also when I actually got my first camera and started messing around with photography for the first time, I couldn't drive and I didn't have access to a car. So I used to walk to do all of my photography within 5, 10, 20 minutes, half an hour sometimes of where I lived at that time. And I remember really enjoying it. Basically what I mean to say is you don't need this grand big scope, and you don't need to take photos across the entire country or across the entire city to gather up over time a collection of work that documents an area and actually means quite a bit. So lastly, I wanted to touch on this other little side project that I've been doing for a while here, that for lack of a better name in my head so far, I've been calling it Monocoast. See what I did there? Not very creative, was it? This is exactly what it says on the tin. I've been creating these gritty looking black and white images up and down Northumberland coastline, which many of you will have seen in videos on my channel, if you're a regular watcher, that is. Not only is this idea, of course, very, very simple at its root, but it's also something I stumbled upon by chance again, because I just happened to go out on one day where I was particularly uninspired with the weather and stuff like that. Decided to shoot everything in black and white at the coast, and then I did that a couple more times when the weather was similar to that, when we were just having a long spree of grey, boring weather. And after the second or third time, I was looking at the images and thinking, actually, there's a bit of a look, a bit of a style, a bit of a direction going on here. So I'm just going to kind of follow this and see where it goes, and build up this collection of images, and, you know, remove images from it, add images to it, and see how I feel about it when I've collected a lot of images for as long as this goes on for. The main thing I want to focus on here, and for you guys to take away from this video, is that of course just simply taking black and white photos up and down a certain coastline is absolutely nothing new, nor does it have any particular research or deep meaning behind it once again. However, because everyone's photos are so different and everyone's approach to photography is different, the way we all see the world is different, that doing something that you feel is not unique, like just taking a long series of photos up a particular coastline or in a particular area, it doesn't have to be this ridiculously new, unique idea, because you're going to put your own stamp on it anyway. The result of that collection of images isn't going to look like anybody else's, as long as of course you're not going out and straight up replicating other people's photographs. And at the very least, if you think about somewhere that's fairly close to you and you're very fond of, If you begin documenting it in a certain way, maybe even try and keep somewhat of a cohesive look throughout the images, there's a very high chance you will end up with a really great collection of work that shows an insight to the area as it is as you're photographing it right now, that is likely to change, and those photos are likely to be very valuable in the future. And I feel personally that that's enough for photo projects. Some people don't want a big constraint. Some people don't want to go off on this ridiculously researched journey that requires, I don't know, access to places or travel, again, spending money. So just doing something like this really is enough for a photo project or direction for your work. Going back to other photographers, I really like Kentucky Mondays by Nick Wrightson for this idea. Although Kentucky is of course a huge area, I like the idea that Nick just went out on Mondays, took photos in Kentucky, kept this sort of fresh and bright look to the images throughout, and over time it builds up to a really nice body of work. And then saving my absolute favorite recent inspiration till last, American Squares by Leah Francis, where for 5 years Leah built up this unbelievable collection of square format images that focuses on quote unquote Americanness. There's a bit more to it than that, but that's the gist of it. There's loads of interiors, exteriors, details, buildings, cars, you name it, but it's held together by the dedication to just capture these lovely squares across America for a decent period of time, and eventually they all come together to make this really charming project. And I think that is just a fantastic example of the fact that you don't have to be diving into like industry, you don't have to necessarily be getting behind the scenes access to areas, you don't necessarily have to be talking or researching or sitting at home at the desk and doing all of this side work in order to collect the images. You can just be going across a certain area, doing photography how you enjoy to do it, and as long as you're keeping it in your head that you're like creating something here long term, then it can work out in the end as a really great collection of images. So with all that being said, I hope you found this video helpful. I just wanted to put something out there that was nice and simple and hopefully inspire people to get out there and start creating projects, collections, or even find a bit more of a direction or approach to their work in a simple way, because it can be overwhelming. And again, you don't have to sit at home trying to fully flush out a project or a style or anything like that before you just go and start creating work and seeing where it goes. I would urge you to take advantage of like galleries online and stuff like that to drop your images into, so you can look at them and rearrange them and see if there's a theme going on there. You could even use Photoshop to mock something up, and that really helps with the direction of your work. So thank you so much for watching, hope it was helpful. Leave a like if you thought it was, and I'll see you in the next video.